If platinum trophies are wrong, then I don't want to be right. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl has a platinum trophy, and I want to have it. There are exactly 25 trophies standing between me and the achievement of a lifetime, cleanly spread across an arcade mode, local battles, and online. So strap on your drink helmets, because I'm Bounty, your local unemployed friend that has just a little too much time on his hands, and this is Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Will this platinum make my parents finally love me? Or will I realize that the platinum trophy has become entirely and utterly unobtainable due to a lack of online servers and or people playing on them? Well, we will see. First on the menu, the All-Star Arcade. With an impressive assortment of 7 trophies, going through this mode will bring us 28% of the way towards our goal. The majority of said trophies are exceptionally straightforward, so I set out on a Spongebob run on medium difficulty. Similar to the classic mode in Super Smash Bros., Nickelodeon's arcade has you going up against 7 opponents in back-to-back fights. Once you've defeated all of them, you win the run. For the first clearance of the arcade, I was rewarded with the trophy Rise and Shine. I continued playing on medium difficulty despite the fact that the trophies allowed me to play on any difficulty I wanted. This was intended to be my warm-up for the challenges that I would encounter in the online mode. Eager to make quicker progress, I threw in a run on very easy with the intention of trying to make it through without losing a single stock. With that, I earned Avatar State. Soon after that, I also received Astonishing for finishing the arcade with 5 different characters. In an effort to advance my PlayStationese social credit, I embarked on an arcade run on Very Hard to get another trophy. For fun, I had undertaken an attempt on Hard before this, and I received a non-trivial beating in 2 of the battles. But since the game allows you to try each of the battles as often as you want and continue from there on, clearing even the harder difficulties is immediately way less of an issue. With that, I got Ultimate Tool of Destruction. At this point, I made the tough decision to switch from medium to very easy for all of my runs. As the cool kids would say, the arcade was quickly becoming as dull as a dishwasher for me, so I wanted to move on to the big leagues as soon as possible. Getting the Kawabanga trophy marked the halfway point for my time in this mode, since there are only 20 characters with whom I needed to clear it. The DLC characters don't count. On the lowest difficulty, a new challenge suddenly presented itself. The loading screens were now officially longer than the battles. With a healthy amount of yawns and sighs, I got the trophies, activate the plot device, and everything is connected, which meant that I was finally done with the arcade. I had discovered a handful of characters I really enjoyed playing as, and promptly forgot every single move of every character with whom I did the very easy arcade, because I barely even did anything with them. Then I moved one step over into the local battles. 12 whole trophies waited patiently behind this door, and I was determined to bust in and grab them all. I got I Want an Award for playing a single round, then set my sights on the level 9 CPU trophies. A worthy opponent forced me to fight against a bot on the highest difficulty in a 1v1 battle. But not all difficulties are created equal. One does not simply play on very hard in the arcade and then play against a level 9er in a local battle. No. Those level 9ers, they're a different breed entirely. So with both my legs already in the grave, I crawled my way to the trophy. I had to defeat level 9ers in both a 1v2 and 1v3 team battle. So my plan was simple. I activated Friendly Fire, and I chose the Space Madness map. Playing through the arcade had made it very obvious to me that the CPU couldn't handle this map very well at all. And so my hope was that they would basically eliminate themselves before they could eliminate me. This is exactly what happened. And while it did take me a few attempts to get the 1v3 fight down in my favor, this was still way easier than it would have been if I had tried to fight them legitimately. Now, with the hardest offline trophies in the bag, we were almost ready for the next session of mindless grind. But before that, we still had to venture into the sports section of the local battles. 5 of the 12 aforementioned trophies were tied to balls. I had to win a game with each type of ball and with a 10-score lead. And let me tell you something, these were by far some of the simplest, easiest trophies I have ever gotten. Despite playing against level 5 CPUs, they were laughably bad. Some of them never even managed to touch my balls even once during the entire battle. And the only time I failed was when I just for fun did a 2v2 football game, where unfortunately my CPU teammate Spongebob had no idea how to throw the damn ball. Let's go, let's go! Put it in! Just throw it in, dude! SpongeBob. Besides the 5 trophies for the different ball types, I also received I only know how to give 110% for competing in 10 local battles. Now it was back on the grinder, because the only 2 trophies that I had left in this mode required me to play with all non-DLC brawlers and complete 50 local battles. Both of which I grinded out by setting up a 1-stock battle, then jumping down as quickly as possible and repeating that until I got the trophies. 75% completion, and I was only missing 5 trophies in the online mode. The servers, unbelievably, they were still going strong 4 years after release. Hey, that's not guaranteed nowadays, you know? But I had a different issue. There was no one to play against. This entire time, I was building up my skill set for the online mode. Everything I did was in anticipation of this. After all of that grind, I had no way of getting these trophies. Except, I have a second PS4 at home. And I got Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl through PlayStation Plus, which means I can share it with my other PS4. And you know what that means, right? Get ready for grind session number 3. Now, the only trophy that is worth mentioning here is a pretty amazing person. Because I was essentially just playing against myself, I had to make sure that I paid attention to the ranked points of my 2 accounts. I needed to defeat 5 opponents with a higher score than mine, so I alternated between losing and winning in ranked mode to make sure that my other account would have more points than my main whenever I beat it. Once that trophy popped, I just had to finish grinding out the 50 online games before finally getting world domination is at hand. And of course, the platinum trophy. Leave everything to me. All in all, the platinum took me around 6.5 hours to get, and despite the fact that it was very grindy at times, I had a decent time with it. The game was also more fun than I had expected. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing and check out this video right here if you want to watch me do something else.